Hi, everybody. This is Mitch Weissman, Beatlemania and Kiss fame. You're listening to Shout It Out Loudcast with Tom and Zeus.
Oh, boy. Here we go. This is Gene Simmons. Put that cookie down. Kiss. Stop pressing the buttons. Stockbroker Simmons. Star? Paul Stanley. Is that what he does? Stop shouting. Ace Frehley. He's not what you would call a handsome man. Oh, no. Here come the kiss times. Is that a positive thing? Okay. All right. Gonna grab me an ice cold mellow yellow. Why do that to the fan? Stop it. Why? Because fuck them. That's what we're talking about. 617-525-0850. You do? Hey, fucko. Do you like Kiss? Settle down.
Hello. Hey, what's up there, Kiss Army? Tom and Zeus, another episode of Shout It Out Loudcast, episode 287. The Demon Songs.
Oh, yeah. This is not a Gene Simmons episode. This is a demon episode.
Yes, can't wait till we break down what we're doing. I'm excited about this one. But we're doing feedback on an album review. We're going to try to get through this. I know a lot of you had some great comments, but we can't get through all of them. So we're going to try to get the best ones out there and try to hit as many as we can, but we want to fly through this stuff. And let's start, Tom, with you in Twitter. We did a poll on Lick It Up. What do we got there?
Yep. So every time we do an album review, we pick the top 4 songs, or at least what we think of the top 4 songs. So for Lick It Up, we chose All Hell's Breaking Loose, Not for the Innocent, A Million to One, and, of course, the title track, Lick It Up. A little bit of a surprise here, Zeus.
Oh, yeah?
Million, a million to 1 wins the poll. 36%. And then Lick It Up and All Hell's Breaking Loose are tied at 23. Not for the Innocent comes in at 18. Like Zeus said, the feedback on this one is just bonkers, as we expect it to be. Our buddy Heavy Mayo, Heavy Mayo of Mini Kiss, I think.
Oh, he's not going to like that.
He says, I think the proper poll would be, what is the true meaning of dance all over your face? Yeah, exactly. Tommy Karate says, Exciter, Fits Like a Glove, Young and Wasted, all overlooked killer tracks. And I jumped in and says, not overlooked by me, because they're 3 of the best ones. Then he posts a great YouTube video of Fits Like a Glove live in Detroit from 1984.
You mean Animalize Uncensored?
Well, yeah, but it doesn't say it doesn't say that. It says Detroit 1984, but yeah, that's what.
That when Paul shakes his ass.
Yeah. Grim Richley, Not for the Innocent, killer riff and a down and dirty Gene song introducing us to the new Kiss sound. Matthew, put that cookie badow. Says All Hell's Breaking Loose, but purely for the music and the chorus. Absolutely nothing to do with the verses. So he's not a big fan of the rapping either. Our buddy Tony from Restrained, A Million to One has always been my go-to on this album. I never understood why it wasn't released as a single. Tons more comments here, but let's get into the episode itself and see what people have to say about the album here, because everybody loves Lick It Up. Okay. I Love Rich says, great episode. As always, Shout It Out Loudcast. You guys were talking about the Lick It Up video, and I can't recommend checking this video out enough. Apparently somebody liked the video, and he shared this really, really bizarre YouTube video that I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you to go watch it, and you can find it under our Twitter feed there. Our buddy Nige. Interesting that you said Lick It Up is a bit boring, Tom. I reckon Kiss agreed. Because on the version on Animalize Live Uncensored, they changed the main riff in a few places to make it more interesting. Sounds way better, I think. Our buddy West Beach. Is it just me, or does Vinny look like a hairdresser on the cover? Quote, my appointment was with Mr. Vinny at 2 for a touch-up and trim. Oh, Wes, come on, man. And then, of course, our good buddy Steve puts in his rankings of the songs and the covers. We love when he does that. Andrew W.H. says, surely Freely and Cusano's Storage has to be a T-shirt. Well, stay tuned. Maybe it will be. But that's what we got for Twitter Zeus. Let's move along with the feedback.
Sure. Okay. On the Book of Face, our buddy Adam Nierenberg. Great episode. I remember the day I bought it on day of release at my local record store. Dropped the needle and was blown away. I was thinking, was it definitely a sister record to Creatures? This was my first Kiss tour as well. Not for the Innocent became a favorite track very quickly. All Hell's Breaking Loose predates Aerosmith's rap version of Walk This Way by a year, making it reluctant, groundbreaking track. I know somebody tried to do Rapture in Blondie. That's fucking disco. Okay,
Yeah,
that's not rock rap.
That's not. No, I agree. That's not
people.
rock.
Just what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Ronnie Bacharski.
Oh, here we go.
Love Lick It Up. Far better album than Creatures, in my opinion. It's a perfect song, perfect transition from what they were to what they would become. My favorite song being A Million to One. I'm so happy Donna Dixon decided to start banging Dr. Ray Stans behind Paul's back, so we got this gem. And did anyone else think they spotted Vinny at the opening ceremony of the Olympics sitting at that table? He could have fit in perfect there nowadays.
That's rough.
Oh, boy. Ryan, Michael, Courtney, Cronin, Cusano, Rodham, Clinton, Kulik, Lane, Ramaswamy, Nimrata, Scott.
Uh-oh.
Definitely worth the wait for this review. I've really appreciated this album more and more, especially Not for the Innocent. Dude, there's a bunch of fucking Not for the Innocent tards all over this place. Huh?
Hell yeah, there is.
Yeah. One more album review, and he has a crying emoji. It's tough, but they may be my favorite episode topics from you guys. I hope they don't stop entirely. They won't. And so looking forward to what's next for album reviews. Yeah, we got a good concept coming up once we finish the last one. You'll see.
Yep.
You'll like it.
Yep.
Roy Jordan just finished the review. Another home run, Greg and Phil. Agree with just about all the points made. I have never been a fan of the title track or All Hell's Breaking Loose. The rap is just cringe. 80s Gene, in my opinion, is the best. He blows Paul away on this album. Fits Like a Glove is my favorite song. The album is fire.
Just to clarify, if anybody doesn't know the Greg and Phil reference, one of the questions to join our group, Shout It Out Loudcast, is on Facebook, is who are the hosts of Shout It Out Loudcast? A lot of times people say they don't know. Somebody just decided to say Greg and Phil. I give him credit. He tried, but sorry.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Kyle Schneider. Just listen to this amazing review. Lick It Up is my all-time top three Kiss album. I agree with T&Z most of the times. However, in this particular circumstance, I couldn't disagree more. I think the biggest mistake on this record is not having Eric Carr sing lead vocals on Young and Wasted. Live version adds an attitude and spirit that Gene just can't hang with. An Eric lead vocal on this album would have provided a nice dynamic in contrast to Gene and Paul. Lastly, Paul's comments about Eric Carr being sensitive is laughably hypocritical. Lick It Up is a 10 for 10, way better than Revenge. Yeah, I said it. I have no problem with you saying that. Keep the great shows coming. Much love to you and the listeners. So I went back, Tom, and I listened to the Eric on live, Animalized Uncensored version. I'm still Gene should be singing that live. I'm sorry.
Of course. I mean, look, we love Eric, and you can love Eric, and we love Eric, but you just have to call it the way you see it here. The song is way too ballsy for Eric's style of vocals. It's not
exactly.
It's not great.
You know, it doesn't flow. Can he do it? Yeah, he can do it. But could it have been better if done by Gene? I think so.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Thomas Warhol says, Dance All Over Your Face, the Peter North rope shooting theme song.
That's it.
Yep. Oh, God.
What?
Our buddy Jason Lansbach's 23rd Kiss studio album reviewed. I thought they only released 20. What are the extra 3 studio albums? Imagine finding out that you thought there were 3 extra studio albums you knew nothing about.
Yeah, they're hidden. They're secret. They came out in the early 70s.
Yeah. We're talking about the 4 solo albums. So those are albums we review. So they're technically we go to 24.
Yep.
Charles, don't call me Mark Eaton from the Utah Jazz. This review did not disappoint, much like the album itself. Vinny's a weird guy. Whatever pronouns he may be deciding to use. but he can sure make great music with Kiss. Can you imagine how Animalize, Asylum, Crazy Nights, Hot in the Shade, and Smashes would have turned out if Vin Man could have stayed in his lane live and not pissed off Paul with his dick-waving solos that danced all over Paul's ego? If Vinny had signed the contract, we may not have gotten an era with Bruce, and as sad as the thoughts of that, my music could have been better from each of those albums. I felt that Paul's quote about Eric was disheartening, but if anyone would know that someone is being oversensitive, it's Paul. He became the star poster child for sensitivity over the last 10 years. One review to go. Sad. We need more. You're going to like what we got coming up instead.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the albums. Trust me.
All right, let's go over to Loudcasters. Angry Gary Cap.
Yeah.
Hall of Famer Gary Cap. Fantastic album. Say what you want about how fucked up Vinny is, but he can write. Exciter is one of the best opening tracks in the Kiss catalog.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Christopher Powell says, great episode on great album. Why does Paul try to minimize its importance? I think it's because it's known that it's a Vinnie Vincent album and the album that stopped the band's downward trajectory, commercially speaking. I don't think Paul is capable of getting Vinnie Vincent the credit he probably deserves. So he tries to credit Creatures of the Night, an album that Vinnie Vincent had far less involvement for doing what Lick It Up actually did. That's a fucking great point.
That is a great point. Excellent. Yep. That's an absolutely excellent point. Yep. If you know Paul Stanley, he doesn't want to give Vinny credit. No way.
Yep.
Good call.
Yeah, and if he thinks Creatures was really the album that did it, well, we just threw in guitar, so we don't even really need the guitarist, right?
No.
So Ace isn't really important, right? Isn't that what he's kind of insinuating?
Kind of.
Connor McGrath, looking forward to the episode. Easily my favorite non-makeup album and probably my top 5 overall. I'm reading this because of the next line. I feel like Not for the Innocent doesn't get enough love. Probably my second favorite non-makeup Gene song behind Unholy. What
wow.
the fuck?
Amazing.
Yeah. Brad Marks says, great episode. 1,000,001 should have been the second single. I think it would have been a hit and a classic rock staple to this day. Might be.
Yeah, could be.
Simon Alley says, the comparison Too Young to Fall in Love is pretty interesting. I know All Hell's Broken Loose came out first, so I felt Crew got the idea from Kiss. The fighting, Gene and Tommy eating. I also don't feel Paul's quote was that bad. Right.
Okay, that's fair.
All right. Mike Murphy adds another great episode. Actually, listen to this one at 1 speed, unlike my usual 1.5 speed, so I could hear the song clips and how they were meant to sound. But that meant Teen Z sounded drunk the whole time since I'm used to them speaking faster. LOL. Great album. When it came out, I was moving on to other music and bands and didn't listen to it much. But revisiting the catalog years later, I realized what a great album this is. By the way, on Eric Unfinished Business album, his version of All Hell's Breaking Loose, honestly, is not that different from the Kiss version, apart from the fact there's no rap section. There is a rap section, and this is done by ZO2. I explained it to him in a message back. So it's interesting to see what he was upset about. But overall, I think I like his version better. You like ZO2's version better than Kiss's? What the fuck, dude?
So you're saying that you like, I'm not even going to mention his name. But yeah, no, that's ZO2 appearing on Unfinished Business. That's not Eric Carr.
Yeah, and then he's like, yeah, but isn't that Eric singing in his arrangement? No. And then because there was some fucking idiots that got in political shit, and I deleted the comments. I don't want to see political shit.
Not happening.
Fucking page. We're not having these conversations.
Nope.
But this one was interesting. I let this one go. Bunny Lebowski was quite funny. He goes, if you vote for Trump because he thinks he's the best choice, fine. If you vote for Trump because Ace Frehley thinks it's a good idea, you should be excluded from voting. He's possibly the most politically ignorant person in the entire nation. Ace is a great guitar player, but he couldn't pass third grade social studies class if his life depended on it.
Yeah, right. Bill of Rights. Oh, jeez. Gettysburg Address. What's that address? What's your address? Gettysburg Address. I never been there.
I'm definitely voting for Trump. I'm not going to vote for the wrestler. Kamala, the Ugandan giant. That guy was dead. But wait a minute. That doesn't look like a Ugandan. It doesn't look like a giant either. What the fuck? Who is that?
Big fan of his running mate. I like that guy, DJ Vance. I had friends with a guy named DJ or JD, whatever.
How the hell is the Ugandan giant going up against Hulk Hogan's opponent? I thought those guys were enemies. I saw them in a cage match one time in 1982.
Big fan of the Bill of Rights. Reminds me of my friend Bill of Coin.
I didn't even see this till now.
What?
Lick It Up is a great album. It would have been interesting to hear Asylum with Vinny's songwriting contributions, but his ego was out of control and looks just didn't fit the band. I found a picture of the Lick It Up photo session before Paul made him put on the wig. It looks like Paul was spot on with the comments.
Oh, my God.
He put a photo of the band, and on Vinny's head is the Gerber baby. I never saw that. Oh, shit. That's fucking hilarious. I love John Whiteman. Oh, my God. Oh, the Greek Thunder from Down Under, Thanos Akratides. Love the show, boys. Lick It Up, I think, might have been the best non-makeup album as far as tone, sound, songwriting quality of tunes go. Just edging out Revenge in my mind. A sister album of Creatures of the Night. I think Lick It Up was a more successful attempt at capturing the spirit and essence of who Kiss was in the 80s. Song like Million to One, melodic hard rock at its finest. Exciter, great heavy tune from the follow-up from Creatures of the Night. All Hell's Breaking Loose, great groove and rhythm throughout. Lick It Up, great anthem, exactly what Kiss is well known for. Not for the Innocent, brutal G number, which could also have been on Creatures. All amazing. It's a shame this wasn't bigger than it actually was. Certainly a go-to album for me. Ranking-wise, top 5 in the Kiss catalog. Hello from Melbourne, Rock City. Love
Nice.
you, boys.
Nice. Yeah, Thanos.
That's a great analysis, my friend.
Yeah, it is.
Joey, I like taking videos of me at the gym, Romanek. What the fuck?
Joey Bicep Curl Romanek.
I love seeing how high you guys both rank the record. For me, Kiss was important 2 distinct times in my life. There was the Love Gun Through Unmasked era when I was in the 1st through 3rd grade. And in 4th grade, I got Back in Black for my birthday and became an AC/DC freak for years, which is weird because I don't like them at all now. So like many, I was kind of not paying attention to Kiss for a few years when Lick It Up came up and I saw the Unmasked on MTV, watched the videos and heard the song. But it didn't grab me. When Heaven's on Fire came out, that's when Kiss became important to me again. So I went back, got Lick It Up, and immediately became a favorite. To this day, I'm perplexed as to why Michael James Jackson isn't talked about as the best Kiss producer. Eddie Kramer's records sound flat and thin. Pontia's records sound great, but there's no bite to them. While Ezrin's work on Destroyer's Legend, the band never sound as heavy and ferocious as they do on the records that Jackson produced. And something that I've always thought about, Lick It Up. What do you think Paul and Gene's parents thought of when it came out? Hey, do you see Stan's new record? It's called Lick It Up. What are they talking about? Lick what up? Yikes.
Nice.
All right, Tom, let's go over to YouTube. User Q206 fucking something. Thanks for sharing my comment on Tommy, Ace, and Peter. Lick It Up is my favorite non-makeup album. Best wishes from Australia, lads. We love the Aussies there.
Nice.
Andy Patterson says, as Paul Stanley, this one's called Lick It Up. As Ace, is that what he does? Personally, I love this album. Thank you for all the previous album reviews. I just hit play. Here we go. Thanks for making Saturdays even better.
Nice. Thank you.
Strutter72. And on the 8th day, God created Tom and Zeus. Great episode, legends.
Cool. Thank you.
Heavy Metal Farmer. I think Angry Bruce is going to be my new favorite character. Also, Lick It Up is my favorite non-makeup album. It's the first cassette I bought with my own money. A lot of people are saying that because I think a lot of people our age got into Kiss when they were kids, but by the time they grew up, they started buying albums right around this time period.
Yep.
Chris Flood writes, some Kiss tart comes up to me while I'm minding my own affairs, listening to Shout It Out Loudcast. And he says, what be this and why do they got to diss Ace like that? I said, hey, man, that's Tom and Zeus. They're cool. They are the breeze.
Nice.
And that's what I got, Tom. Over to you, buddy.
All right. Let's finish up here with a couple things from Instagram. I don't know how to read this username because there's no spaces here. So it's Pagaya Kayayumi 2024. They say, I was 2 years old, so I remember it like it was yesterday. Okay. Radio Chaos. Great review, mates. I have often thought that this particular lineup was the most vicious of the lot, perfect for taking on the 80s. Yes, live, Vinny totally morphed the solos into something different, but that was the whole point. The world was different than it had been, and Kiss needed to be this ferocious. Keep up the great work. Loving the ongoing Ace commentary regarding his shitting himself. Laughed so hard, I almost shit my own pants. Oh, God. Kiss Guy 1973. Sweet, looking forward to it. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. All right. Now we're going to go to emails, and we just want to say this here. We got a ton of emails. Okay?
Oh, more than any that we've had.
Yeah. So I'm going to try to fly through some of them here. Okay. So just bear with us if we don't get to yours. Our good buddy, Nick Carcieri. Great breakdown of Lick It Up. I revisited this album last October. For many years, I hadn't listened to it much more than Lick It Up and All Hell's Breaking Loose. But during the ride down to Florida last year for Kiss Cancer Goodbye, I listened to the album start to finish. I agree it's a fantastic album with 0 skips. In my opinion, Eric Carr and Vinnie Vincent never get enough credit for their part in keeping the band relevant after the makeup came off. My favorite lineup after the original is Simmons, Stanley, Kulick, and Carr, but without Vinnie's contributions, the band may have never lasted long enough to get to Bruce. I do disagree with you guys on one thing. I think a criticism of Paul comparing the albums and saying it wasn't as good as Creatures was a little harsher than necessary. Yes, over the years, Paul has said and continues to say some very stupid things. But in this particular case, I don't take issue with one of the creators saying he likes one over the other. Just my opinion, but if anyone has the right to voice their thoughts on any album, it's one of the 2 constants of the band. All right, good point. I'll give you that. What do we got next here? We got one coming from our website at shoutoutloudcast.com. This is from Zan G. Great episode, guys. Lick It Up is fucking awesome. Fits like a glove. Best song, in my opinion. Gimme More sucks major asshole. I don't know what the fuck Gene was thinking on the 8th day. Vinny stands out here, and they were lucky to have him and build their career from that point on. He was a crucial factor in 80s Kiss. And without him, they probably would have faded away in the transition from 70s to 80s hard rock. Oh, yeah, Dance All Over Your Face is also terrible. What the fuck, Gene? Damn, come on, man. And we got another nice long one here from our buddy Tracy Law. We got some really nice long ones here. We got one here from fellow Grecian, I'm assuming here, Steve Vlahos, also known as Soterios Vlahos. Soterios. Okay. Howdy from Melbourne, Australia. Just an appreciation for what you both have created for us Kiss fans all over the world. As a Kiss fan since 79, I've experienced their highs and lows and stayed true to my support without question, hoping longevity within the band would prevail, and it did, thank God. Keep up the great content, guys. I'm going to upgrade to the Paul tier on Patreon. We'll get to that soon, as I love everything you guys do. Goodbye from down under and stay safe. Yeah, we love our Grecian contingent there.
Yeah, we got a few of you guys.
Yeah. Our buddy Trent Bally sends a great, nice, long email talking about the album, of course, and, of course, Ace impressions. Trent, thank you for that. Our buddy Gino Dvoracek, great episode. I love everything about this album, including the cover. When Vinny came in, I remember hearing that he was a temporary replacement for Ace. So when I first saw the cover, I thought Vinny was Ace. I remember thinking, I wonder why Ace is wearing a necklace with Vinny's makeup design on it. Lots of weird stuff to wonder about the cover, like the members sort of overlapping in weird ways, Gene's arm and hand looking very odd. I remember trying to see what time it was on Paul's watch. I like every song on this record. Gene's vocals are crazy. Not for the Innocent is eerie and so heavy. Dance All Over Your Face to me always meant getting revenge or something, like you fucked with me, but I'm going to come out on top and be better than you. On the 8th Day sounds so triumphant. The vocals on Young and Wasted are insane. Exciter is a monster opening track. Even though the title track is sort of overplayed, I still love it and have memories of cranking it up on my 80s boombox walking through the halls of my school. I got nothing bad to say about this album. It's my number 1 non-makeup record. Thanks for another great episode. And again, thank you guys for all the incredible emails, but we are going to wrap up feedback there, although I'm going to throw it back to Zeus for one more before we finish.
Over on the Book of Face, Bobby Kenner writes, another excellent review, boys. I'm right on with you about Not for the Innocent. That riff, and then the bass kicks in before Gene's sinister vocals. Love it. It would be cool to hear Quarantine cover this one. Side notes, you guys should make a tee that says Fraley and Cusano storage units. Pets allowed, dead or alive. I like the ad of I like the ad of Angry Bruce too. Hey guys, get my airline ticket right, or I'm coming behind that counter to fuck up some shit. Bobby, thank you for getting it, and appreciate the kind comments. And guess what? On the Lick It Up review, you, my friend, are the comment of the week.
Good answer. Good answer. I like the way you think. I'm going to be watching you.
Yeah, we love it when you guys get it. You're on board with the album reviews, with the actual episode, but then the inside jokes, you jump on board, have some fun. Bobby, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
And Tom, what we do next is we give a big, huge shout out and thanks to our Patreon family. Patreon is where people can come and support the show. They make a monetary contribution. There are 4 different tiers. And with those tiers, you have different contributions back from us. So we give back merch, we give back involvement, we give back polls. We do the ARC pick, which is coming up again, believe it or not. I love that we only have 3 now in the rotation. So the Patreon pick, we do March Madness, we do everything. And you guys get involvement in that. And the video chats, which are always a ton of fun.
Yep.
So please, if you want to support the show, you want to see, hey, I love what you guys are doing, give us a thanks, join Patreon, and you get something back from it. So go to Shout It Out Loudcast website, right on the landing page, shoutitoutloudcast.com. You'll see Patreon. Click on that. And when you click on that, it'll bring you right to the Patreon page, and you have 4 different tiers to choose from. I can't explain what a fucking unbelievable mind melt it is that we have over 90 people right now as part of Patreon. It's amazing. And you out there listening, you too can join in on the fun. Go to Patreon on our webpage and become a Patreon member and support the show. Thank you, Patreon.
Yeah, whether you're brand new to the family or whether you've been there since day one, we love you guys. We are so eternally grateful for everything that you do, regardless of what tier you're on. We love that, and we give back to you as well. As Zeus mentioned, all the amazing perks, you can find them all at patreon.com. Search for us. Click on the link right from our website, shoutitoutloudcast.com.
Tom, let's go over to Kiss World and see if there's any news going on.
Peter Criss is actually in the news a little bit. Couple pictures going around. He looks great. He's pushing his late 70s, but he's out and about. He's smiling.
But he looks,
he's happy. He's at peace. So it looked like he was just kind of out and about. Didn't look like it was like a public appearance type thing. But there is a public appearance he's going to be doing in September, Friday and Saturday, September 13th and 14th. At the Valley Forge Casino Resort in King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. It's the Famous Monsters Festival. So that's really cool. We love Peter. You can check out more of that at famousmonstersfest.com. It's also available on Twitter and Facebook, but the best thing for you to do is probably go to famousmonstersfest.com. So again, love seeing Peter is out and about, enjoying the fans, taking pictures, smiling, having a good old time. So we love that. Gene performed his show with his band, which was great, called up a female fan in the demon makeup up on stage and sang one of my all-time favorites, Almost Human. Gotta love that. I mean, who doesn't love Gene? I mean, God, first you're playing Almost Human. Second of all, you're pulling up a fan on stage, having her sing, interacting. You gotta love it. You gotta fucking love it. Bruce is, threatening hotel concierge,
it's a new character.
He's
angry Bruce Kulick.
Yeah, he's writing up 1-star Yelp reviews on pizza delivery boys. So,
hey, Papa John's, Bruce Kulick, pizza, not so good. Have you ever seen a bootleg copy of us on Asylum when we were in Boise, Idaho? Wow, what a show. But your pizza can be better. Bruce Kulick, fix it next time or I'm breaking heads.
That's it. Yep. Bruce has been a little bit quiet so far. Ace is this week shockingly quiet. Paul's not doing much.
Yeah, I saw Tommy had some photos. He was like on Instagram. He was like playing guitar with some sort of band he jumped in on, I think in Europe while he's there.
He's living a good life. Yep.
Yeah. So nothing really new other than Gene keeping things alive.
However, there was one special surprise. Well, special if you're a collector. Out of nowhere, and nobody can understand why, Kiss Online released the 40th anniversary merch for Animalize, which is weird because usually these things are released on the website on the anniversary. Okay. So the only thing I could think of is that this was released now. It'll ship in September, right around the anniversary. And I'm wondering it's because the fall is very, very anniversary heavy. You get the 35th anniversary of Hot in the Shade. You get the 50th anniversary of Hotter Than Hell. So there's a lot of stuff coming this fall. So I'm wondering if they did that now to kind of spread it out. I am an admitted nerd. I bought the picture disc because I have to. Zeus saw it and shared arguably the worst piece of Kiss merchandise they have ever released, ever.
What the fuck? The only thing I can think of is literally Paul's ungodly, ugly Pumas, those sneakers, and then the fanny pack and a patch of Paul's carpet from Kevin Jepsen.
From Kevin, that shirt is just stunningly. Somebody had the best quote. They say, "Can you imagine if there was a Kiss cruise this fall? How many fucking people would have that on?
Absolutely,
everybody would be wearing that."
But if not, that is definitely a Mr. Furley fucking walking into the Regal Beagle.
Totally.
And his ass caught.
Although I don't even know, that might be pushing the limits of Mr. Furley. That's just that's just really bad. But you know what I love? Somebody else commented, that'll go great with my Batwing hoodie they released for the 50th.
I don't think that's that bad. That is the ugliest fucking thing.
But I feel like Kiss Online is like, let's see what these fucking idiots will buy now. So what's now? I mean, for Hot in the Shade, are they going to sell like a fucking Sphinx Halloween costume? Like,
so I will say this. Did you notice, like, we're getting a little bit more bombarded with stuff from Kiss Online and reminders that they're releasing stuff?
Yes.
They're not selling as much.
No, then
because no one's going to Kiss Online buying overpriced shit because they have all this fucking merch left over from the end of the road.
Which is actually, you know what? Maybe you bring up a good point. Maybe that's why they did the Animalized stuff now. Maybe they're like, we need some activity on this website right now.
Yeah, somebody will search and maybe buy something else.
Yeah, nobody wants to buy a $300 cornhole set with fucking Sonic Boom on it.
Unbelievable. Unbelievably bad.
Anyways, I thought.
All right, Tom. So let's take a break. But before we do, we have a new paid, I think, political commercial. Hey, this is Ice Frehley. And, I'm going to see that Kamala, the Ugandan giant, has people doing Zoom calls for him, I don't know what it is, but I've got a new one. I'm going to set them up. Drunks for Trump. And I'm going to be in there talking to all the greats like Joe Walsh and Ace Frehley. We're going to set up the Zoom call, Drunks for Trump. And then maybe if you're lucky, we'll do one for me. Ace Cults for Ace.
Okay, we're back. And that was a really amazing political promo ad. Ace has another one. Hey, guys, you heard me touting my support for Trump. You've heard of MAGA. Everybody wants to make America great again, but I say fuck that. Make Ace great again. MAGA, baby.
Watch as they try to teach Ace how to walk straight.
God, here we go. This is gonna be a fun few months.
See Ace try to install an air conditioner in Tom's shed so he can relax and play a couple new chords off that solo of his called Shock Me, which for some reason he can't play anymore.
I don't know if he can play anything anymore. Well, it doesn't look like you're doing any business.
You ever see that video of him saying, yeah, I thought Eddie Van Halen was in the front row copying everything I did. He copied me tapping. And then he tries to tap, and it's like...
It's like a little kid with like a fucking Kiss guitar in the 70s.
Almost as good as Corey Feldman and his Vinnie Vincent Preachers Fest impression he does. What the fuck is that, dude?
What has happened?
That's got to be
What is happening?
He's punking people. No way is he real thinking he's like.
He performs. He performs, or at least he tries to.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, brutal.
Anyways.
So this week we got a little creative with this topic, Zeus, and I don't think me and you shared the parameters for this. I think we wanted to be creative individually.
Exactly. I think what we were doing is we were like, it just came up organically in the discussion of Lick It Up, how there's demon songs, but there's no makeup. So how many? Are there more songs that are non-makeup demon songs? What are demon songs? What is the parameter? I'll start, Tom. For me, demon songs have to have the demon voice. Correct. That has to be their number one. Number two, it has to be something of either destruction, annihilation, apocalyptic, fucking something of evil, or like sinister, something menacing. It has to have that kind of feeling to it. It can't just be, to me, like just the lyric, but he doesn't sing it like that. And it can't be just his voice, but it's about, banging fucking fat chicks at the Holiday Inn. So that's my parameter.
Yeah, no, I completely 100% agree. And again, listeners, all Zeus and I said was, let's do an episode on demon songs. And we specifically said, let's not share what our personal parameters are, but you nailed it. It's got to be in that voice. The lyrical content, the main subject matter has to be about something evil, sinister, menacing, destruction, something powerful, not a fuck me, suck me song.
Yeah, it can be. If he's talking about devouring,
right,
or
like
something
we're not like Secretly Cruel is not a demon song.
Yeah,
okay, like that's a great song. We love it.
We Are One is not a demon song.
Right.
No, that's not a demon song.
My list here is pretty solid. There's a couple that I could have flipped around. There's a couple that might surprise you that I don't have. There might be some that surprise you that I do have.
We're gonna have a lot of duplicates.
Yeah, of course we are. Of course we are.
Okay, now here's another parameter. I'm putting it out there, people.
Do it.
This is not the best Gene songs.
No, it is not.
My favorite in order.
No.
This to me is what defines demon songs in that order.
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to start number 10 with this song. Tom, that's a song that I like, and I know you do not. It's off Sonic Boom. It's I'm an Animal. The voice is there. He's talking about being an animal. To me, that's a demon song.
Yeah, it's definitely, I kind of had it on my little bit of a cheat sheet list that I made. I'm not a fan of the song.
This is my cheat sheet list. I have about 30 songs that could be, and then I narrowed it down.
Yeah, I mean, it's on my kind of cheat sheet list, but it just didn't make the cut compared to some of the other ones. But I get it. It's definitely, it defines the parameters that we just mentioned.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So
I actually like the song.
Yeah. Okay. It's terrible, but that's okay. Let's start off my list with my number 10. Off of Psycho Circus. I think, again, it checks off all the boxes there. I'm going with Within at number 10.
Fucking heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy. And I don't know, Kevin Valentine on the drums there. I think it's a fucking heavy song. I like the song a lot. I think it's a great tune.
I think maybe the lyrical content isn't like 100%, but I think the groove, the tone, his vocals, I think that pushes it into that tier for me. Like you said, it's very, very, very heavy.
Yep. So number 9 for me, Tom, I'm going to go with this song. Yep. We just reviewed it right off of Lick It Up. And that is On the 8th Day.
Wow. Okay.
That is apocalyptic. On the 8th day, he's got the voice. He's got fucking overlooking. It's dun, 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 dun. To me, I feel like that's demon. That's the demon singing over everything and just showing his power and his like an overlord or a demon overlooking the wasteland.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. My number 9, there's a bunch of songs off this album that kind of qualify, at least for me, but for my number 9, I'm going with this one. Off of Carnival of Souls, I'm going with I Confess. One of the best ones on there. Pretty much this is a Gene album. We reviewed Carnival of Souls not long ago. I think this is where Gene shines because everything is nasty, dark. And I just think it's not about destruction, but it's more about, it's almost like a psychological demon song, in my opinion.
Yeah, I can see that. I just don't think he uses the voice if I'm just trying to play it in my head.
Yeah, maybe. He might not check off that particular box.
Yeah, but you're right about the psychological. It's like mind fucking.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Remember, the demon also was a horny bastard. He would sit back. If you think about it, right, Gene really incorporated not just the demon, but also vampirish.
Yes.
And if you know the Dracula lore, it was like he was
a predator. He was a prowler.
And he was sexy and he was irresistible to women. And he was dark and sinister. And it let out these evil primal feelings in women that couldn't resist himself. That's why I get that.
Which is exactly right, because that's kind of what this song is. The verses of this song, it is kind of that like low key demon, and then when the chorus kicks in, that's when it kind of just becomes a little bit more evil for me.
Watch any of those early Dracula movies. He has it's sinister. It's like, God, these women can't control themselves. And got this.
Darling, I want to make love to you.
Darling, I want to make love to you. Oh. Ooh. All right. Tom, my number 8 hasn't been picked. It's this. That is off of Creatures of the Night, War Machine.
Yep.
When I watch them perform that live and the video comes up and the fucking monsters are coming out, it's almost like he's got a horde of demons coming out. And the way he describes who he is and the verses on there, it's destruction, it's evil, it's all that shit. I think War Machine is a great demon song. And the voice.
We can continue the conversation because that's my number 8 as well. I thought I'm surprised that both of us have it that low, but I think that's for me personally, I think it's a testament to how many great demon songs there are. But you're right. When War Machine is, I think for me, this is probably
it's too intelligent for Gene. And that's why I put it there, because it's not as evil and primal.
It's very like thought provoking.
Exactly.
Like it's
political and dominating and it's not something you usually would come up with.
Yeah, agreed. Yep.
Number 7 for me, Tom. I know this is going to be on your list. And that's this. One of your deep cut favorites off of Music from the Elder, Mr. Blackwell.
Hell yes.
Right?
First of all, I like this song to begin with, but continue. It's your pick.
No, but I'm just saying, it's just menacing. Mr. Blackwell, you're not well.
The chorus is just, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's evil. It's like the dark bad guy story.
Agreed. All right, my number 7. And again, this kind of fits into what we were just talking about in terms of Dracula and that lurking, prowling type of song here. And here it is. And we always go to the live version of Winterland. I got Watching You at number 7. I just think it's typical, vicious, prowling, evil Gene. Watching You. You can kind of interpret how you want, but for me, it's exactly what you said, Zeus, with the Dracula analogy. I'm watching you.
Mr.
Like,
Hyde, A Night in London.
I can see you. I'm coming after you. I'm watching you. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, no, they were singing about the crowd and watching you. Fine, you can interpret that. But when Gene sings it, that's not what I'm feeling.
Yeah, and you see the early skinny Gene with the
makeup. Winterland.
Menacing.
Yep.
It is. Yeah, you think of like the Victorian stuff of those horror movies, Dorian Gray, Jack the Ripper shit, like watching you,
Great stuff.
Perfect.
Yep.
All right, Tom, let's go to my number 6. Number 6, you probably have this higher, and that is off of Carnival Soul 8. I don't know if there's any fucking more demon voice.
Yep.
Songs called The Hate.
Yeah.
Full of fucking stupid fucking evil shit. And he's got the voice.
Yep.
I mean, it's the demon song.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. We will probably see that one again.
In the grunge era, basically.
Yeah. The grunge Kiss. Yeah.
Grungy demon. He's got flannel on.
Number 6 for me is a duplicate here, and that is Mr. Blackwell.
Okay.
So we could continue that conversation if you want. Yeah. I love, to me, this is one where like just the vibe and the mood of it, like, because there's really like almost no music in the background during those verses, when you can hear kind of like those, like that guitar, it's almost like creaking and crunching in the background as he's singing. Mm-hmm. But just the idea of the story he's telling with that I've always loved it.
Okay. So my number 5, we're into the top 5 now. Okay.
Yep.
Let's go to this. We just discussed it on Lick It Up, Not for the Innocent.
Yep.
Just lyrics are fucking pounding you with all the rip the flesh off your bones.
It's funny because I don't know if we spent too much time talking about this on the album review, so maybe we'll bring it up now. Like, why? Where did that gene go for 10 years?
Because to me, I think that's still part of the Creatures of the Night. Hence it's on that box set.
Right, but
it was still meant to be demon. And that's why even his stuff on Lick It Up without the makeup, it's still very demon-like.
But it took us 10 years to get that again. Like, you couldn't have slipped in one demon song somewhere over the low.
He didn't know the character he should be
know.
playing. He fell into the I need to be sexy, Gene, but you're not sexy, Gene.
Right. Yeah, that's not sexy.
Yeah,
it's not sexy.
That's not sexy at all. But it's not like, it's like Lemmy all of a sudden is going to be like, let me look the sexy Lemmy.
Lemmy. God. All right, my number 5, you're probably not going to like that I have this low, but I mean, some people might argue it's the number 1 demon song, but I have it at 5, and here it is. It's off the only album left to review.
Yeah,
I got God of Thunder at number 5. I understand it is the consummate demon song for people, and it probably should be number 1, but if I'm ranking my personal private business here, I got it at number 5.
Okay, not a problem.
Yep.
Number 4 for me is a duplicate. I'm going with Watching You.
Okay, nice.
That's the menacing fucking song.
Yep. Okay, here we go. The top 4 was pretty easy for me. Number 4 is this one. And it's tough because it's going up against juggernauts that are ahead of it, but it's a great one. We've talked about it before when we reviewed the album. We just talked about it in news. Almost Human.
Okay.
I mean, you're talking about the animalistic, the prowling, just the evil, taking a dump. I mean, it's,
let's continue that because that's my number 3. I mean, it is literally saying I'm part human.
Yep.
Right? I'm not fully human because I'm probably a demon or a monster.
Yep.
I'm very hungry.
Exactly. Yep.
What are you hungry for? I'm a demon. I'm hungry for your love. I'm almost human. I'm almost a man.
Okay.
That's my number 3. Tom,
okay. My number 3 is a duplicate here. It's probably recency bias is why I have my number 2 where I have it, but number 3 here, you brought it up already. It could easily be number 1. These next 3 could all be number 1, but I have it in its Hate off of Carnival of Souls.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I go back and forth about what's the best one, but these top 3 are in a fight to the death.
Yeah. So number 2 for me, and I know where you're going to be, is probably going to be your number 1. This is my number 2, and that's this. Yeah, Tom, unholy, just the whole, he's, not only is it just, he's got all the points that we talked about as what's a demon song, the voice, the lyrics, the demeanor, the fucking all that stuff, but it's also the return of the demon, which definitely brings way more attention to it. He's back.
Yep.
And Unholy just stands out compared to all the other, and there are great songs in those 80s songs that he did. Good Girl Gone Bad, Thief in the Night. These are good songs.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's not demon songs.
No,
this is it.
No. My number 2 is a duplicate. We talked about it again. We talked about it last week, and that is Not for the Innocent. Again, we talked about it, just a pummeling, menacing song from the groove to the riff to the lyrics. His vocals are just off the charts. Just consummate, typical, perfect Demon right there.
Yeah, I agree. I fucking love it. Love it. Now, so number one for me and number one for you, we know they're duplicates.
Yep.
I have God of Thunder. You have Unholy.
Yep.
Argue why Unholy is number one. I'll argue God of Thunder.
I mean, it's tough. But first of all, my argument is that I think Unholy is arguably just a better song. I just think it's a better song than God of Thunder.
That's one point. That's a good point. If you think that,
lyrically, it's more like it's more like pure like evil. You know, I am the incubus. I lay the egg in you. I'm unholy. It's getting some religious symbolism. So it's almost coming from like a spiritual occult type of thing, where God of Thunder is coming from more of like the power control. Like, I am the God of Thunder. I'm going to overtake him. I'm going to overpower you. They're both. I don't think it's going to be hard for anybody to say that either one of these isn't number one. And I'll respect the opinion. But for me, Unholy, I think, is just a better song. And I think that's why it wins for me.
All right. So God of Thunder, to me, I would say, because the imagery of I was born on Olympus.
Yes.
Which is all about those ancient Greek Roman gods. And in those had the mythology of demons and that stuff. To me, that's why it's the typical. And it's also the song that even though he didn't write the lyrics originally, it is also his fucking song.
Yeah,
he is more identified with God of Thunder than anything. When you think about it, shouldn't he be identified with Rock and Roll All Night? He's not.
Yeah. No, I agree.
They jump in and go,
I mean, and not only that, I think it's the first like real true definitional Demon song.
Dude, he's got like chains and even the guitar solo on that. You're like, dude, it sounds like Jacob Marley from fucking A Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
You got that creepy little, like, I don't know if they're supposed to be cherubs or demons. The kids, what's that mean? Ezra's kids on the walkie-talkie. You're like, what the fuck is going on in this song? To me, it started really the big demon type thing, right?
Yeah. I think the thing for Unholy too, that also has it in its favor that God of Thunder does not, is the video for Unholy. Just,
his eyes rolling back. He's back to the black.
It's in black and white. You got the little kids. You got the cross. You got the, just the
bomber.
Like his hands up in the air. And like
you got Paul Stanley crossing his hands into a cross.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like
it was unholy.
Yeah. It's just, but either way, I think any Kiss fan is, I mean, again, you could tell me that it's hate. You could say that it's War Machine, whatever, but I think, in my opinion, I think it's the battle of those two for the ultimate Demon song.
Here's a little statistic I want to throw your way, though. So we each picked 10 songs. Each had 4 non-makeup songs. We each had Hate, Not for the Innocent, Unholy, but you had I Confess and I had In on the Eighth Day.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, those are arguably the only 3 non-makeup Demon albums. They cut that from Lick It Up to Revenge. It was all pop metal, hair metal, glam metal, Gene, which we love. We've said it. We love those songs.
So,
I think it's funny that there's that 10-year gap, and then you had Revenge, and then the Demon turned it up to 20 with Carnival of Souls, even more hardcore Demon.
So when I wrote down songs that were possible, this was my list, and I didn't include, and these are great songs, but Deuce, Parasite, Calling Dr. Love, because I was thinking of that demon, like, Love 'Em, Leave 'Em, Larger Than Life, Radioactive would have been until the lyrics, until he started singing.
Yep.
X-Ray Eyes, I Love It Loud, Killer, Young and Wasted's got big time demon voice, but it's more about like kids. It's not supernatural anything. Thou Shall Not.
Yep.
Paralyzed. In My Head, I put Within. And I also, just to throw this in there, Bad Dog.
Yep. Yeah, I think a couple that you didn't mention, I had She, even though lyrically it's about a woman, but it's kind of like She Walks by Moonlight.
Just think about that. She walks my moon.
Yeah. Yeah, I had Calling Dr. Love. I actually had Ladies' Room only because it's a different type of demon.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
It's the demon that's, like you said, is going after women, prowling on women type demon.
Sinister.
Yeah, I had Larger Than Life. I had Radioactive. I actually had Living in Sin. Maybe.
I forgot about that. But
and then
you got fucking Chastity Bono answering. Hello, baby.
Hello, baby. And then I also had X-Ray Eyes. I also had Charisma just because of the tone of his voice in it, because it's real.
Yeah, and it's almost a little bit about like, you can't resist.
You can't resist. Yeah. And I also had a couple more off of Creatures of the Night. I had Saint and Sinner, Rock and Roll Hell, Killer.
Yeah, I had Killer, yeah.
I also had Thou Shall Not, which I love that song, but I just felt it was a little
preacher, like the whole thing.
Yeah, And the song is terrible, but off of Monster, The Devil Is Me.
And he's not using the voice though. It's just
Yeah. But I think the list's there, and we will make Spotify playlists for your pleasure, Demon fans, of these lists.
And we'd love to hear what you guys think. I can't wait for the poll.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
What is the ultimate demon song?
Yep. It'll be good.
Right? And I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think is a demon song?
Yeah.
What are the parameters you use?
Yep.
So, well, Tom, we're moving on to question of the week. What do we got?
So this one comes from a YouTube comment, which is something that we don't see all the time. This comes from Patrick2420. And he says, here's one for the hopeless Kiss nerds like myself. How different would we feel about all of the non-makeup albums if they never took the makeup off?
So they're pretty boys and doing hair metal with the makeup on?
Or they just kept the makeup on?
I think Lick It Up would be fucking even more incredible.
You know what's funny? I totally agree with you, and I hate saying that
because it has would too.
Because it has nothing to do with the music or the songs, but I just think seeing Gene in some new Lick It Up costume that they released for the album, and then singing Not for the Innocent, Young and Wasted. I'll tell you right now, honestly, I think it's hard to say that it would have helped them because Lick It Up was kind of big. Then they blew up with Heaven's on Fire. So I don't know. I don't know.
They really didn't get into hairish metal until Asylum. Animalize is a heavy album.
That's like their kind of
songs.
That's their like, I don't want to say like speed metal because it's not, but it's
got some.
It's not glammy. It's not very glammy.
But it's definitely got some forms of speed. Like Get All You Can Take is heavy. Burn Bitch Burn. Under the Gun,
I've had enough.
Yeah, I mean those are heavy songs.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you get into Asylum. What are we talking about that's heavy on Asylum?
Nothing. But
I'm Alive is fast Kiss, but that's not heavy.
Love's a Deadly Weapon.
I mean that might be a little bit. It just made it a little bit fast, but
yeah, I don't know. I think it would be weird. Like it's a good question because now that we know that those are non-makeup albums, trying to picture Kiss in makeup for Tears Are Falling,
Gene singing Good Girl Gone Bad in makeup
with makeup. It's weird. It's weird. I think it would have looked fucking incredible on Lick It Up and maybe Revenge
and Carnival.
Yeah, I think the other album.
Imagine doing a performance, seeing them doing a video for Hate and him in makeup.
But what do all those? But what does all that have in common? We're all referring to how Gene would have looked in the makeup. We're not referring to, you know what I mean? Like Paul in makeup singing Silver Spoon. I don't know about
Bruce
that.
As the dog.
Great question. We love these kinds
of makeup is terrible. Next person that tells me to dress up as Frogman, I'm gonna bust this fucking ESP over your fucking head.
Frogman. Great question. Great discussion. Maybe we'll get some feedback on that too as well. Patrick2420 off of YouTube. Thank you very much for the question, brother.
Tom, where can people find us?
Always go to our website.
Always look I. Always
look I. And then after you do that, then go to shoutitoutloudcast.com. That's where you can find all of our episodes, the Shout It Out Loudcast episodes, Album review crew. We just dropped Metallica Black album right there. That was my pick. Storm Damage, Zeppelin Chronicles, everything is there. And of course, you can click on links for our Patreon, as we mentioned, links for our Shout It Out Loudcast merch, Amazon shopping, all of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. You can send us messages directly from the website that we receive in the form of an email. You can also check out all of our rankings, all the links to all of our wonderful guests. Tons of information is there. So please, that's the best place to go. You can also send us an old-fashioned email at shoutitoutloudcast@gmail.com. And like Patrick did this week, keep those questions coming. We read one every week, and then at the end of the year, we do a mailbag. So please continue sending us your questions. And we always like to mention that we are a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network of shows.
Yeah, you can DM us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We're on Threads, TikTok. TikTok, motherfucker. Check out the Spotify playlist Tom always mentions, and make sure you go to
him.
Go to him. You go to profile, not our podcast page.
Yes.
To find out. And then make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us one of those 5-star child reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, Facebook, wherever you can. It's a big help to us. And when you do that, we will definitely give you a shout out. I always like to repeat the website, shoutitoutloudcast.com, shoutitoutloudcast.com. And be sure to keep a lookout for Raise Your Glasses coming soon. We just ordered our second proof. If this comes in correctly, then we'll have a release date coming to you guys soon. Can't fucking wait. You guys are going to love it. Tom, what we like to do is end on famous last words. What do you got?
I am a sinner who just loves to sin. I am a fighter who just loves to win. I am the truth about this crummy hole. There's nothing here that can't be bought or sold.
I was born on Olympus. To my father, a son. I was raised by the demons, trained to reign as the one. Tom, Loudcasters, Kiss Army, thank you.
Guys, you're the best. Thank you for everything. Can't wait to hear what you think of the demon and Zeus, as always, my friend. Thank you.
Peace out, Girl Scout. Hit the music. What I'd like now is for all you fat, out-of-shape, worldwide kiss-tards to keep the noise down while I show your ladies what a real sexy man looks like.
Listen, all you people out there sitting on rented furniture, settle down. Cut the music.
Anybody seen Richie? Anybody know why Richie did Bobby Lupo?